Welcome everyone to the 20th day of January in 2026. We are so happy you have all joined us today. And I would just like to say hi to Marcia, my co-host today. Marcia, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing great today.
Yes, you still are publicizing this new year that we all forget to write down when we're writing stuff down, right?
Yeah, I know it helps me. I figure I can leave it up until the end of January, and then I'll have to think of something else, maybe Valentine's Day.
Well, there you go. But I would like to welcome, I hope I say your name right because I didn't ask you, but Martina, is that correct?
Hi.
Monti or is there an accent?
Monti.
Monti, okay. I wasn't sure. That was what I should have asked you. That was the other question, Marcia, you're supposed to remind me about. But
That's because I knew.
Well, I know. But sometimes we have issues, sometimes we don't. But Martina, how are you doing this fabulous day?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Drinking my coffee still.
Yeah. Are you're based in LA, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I see you are from Italy, is that correct?
Yeah.
Where in Italy? Because it's totally lost in my mind right now.
Yeah, so I live close to Milan in Italy. Like I live in LA, but I'm from Monza, that is close to Milan. So Monza is the Formula One city. That's how it's known abroad. Like people are like, oh yeah, because they had the Formula One race.
Oh, that makes total sense. Okay. One thing I did notice, it said you got a screenwriter's diploma.
Yes. So before moving here, I studied in Italy. So I got this, like in Italy, it's called master, but it's not the same as a master degree. It's like a little different, but it's like kind of like a similar thing. So it's like instead of 2 years, it's a year. So there is not like an exact translation, but imagine like, let's say a 1 year conservatory or like 1 year full-time program. So it's something like a certificate. So I've done that. So it's like a program that you can do after you get a bachelor's. You can do this that is called master. That is kind of like not exactly like a master degree, but you can enroll in a university. Some universities, they offer it. And since in Italy, we don't have a lot of variety of degrees. Like in the US, you can choose a lot of things. You can get it in screenwriting. Italy has more like traditional paths. So if you want to do something more specific like screenwriting, you can do a master, it's called, that it's more like it's a little more like it professional, so it goes more in deep in the practical side. I would say counting as like kind of like a certificate or like a full-time program in a university that you can do instead of the master degree, or you can of course get both, but after your bachelor's you can do that type of program.
You can do that. Yeah,
it's like kind of like a new thing. Like it was like I feel like in the past years it developed, like it became more popular as it was before. Degrees in Italy were a little more like limited. Like let's say you can study like literature, medical studies, like those like very traditional like classic paths, Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Have you been using your screenwriters? Have you tried writing?
Yeah. So I did write some of my own films. So
I've done did? Okay.
Projects that I wrote. The first one is Scene. That is a short film, and it like went to many film festivals. So he just went to he just won Best Picture at a film festival in the Inland Empire in December. So I presented that film to this film festival. That is a film festival dedicated to women. So that's like something that I also acted in as the main character, but also wrote. And then I've done other like 3-4 projects that I also wrote myself. So I write myself. I also like write in general, like not just like screenwriting or narrative writing.
Just right, real, okay.
Yeah, but like I've done some screenwriting and like some of my own like projects.
Well, that's cool. And I have a feeling Marcia's going to talk more about that. So I'll let Marcia deal with that if she's going. Am I correct, Marcia?
Yeah, you're correct.
I figured I was. I didn't want to go too far into that. But now I'm going to ask you the question. Well, first I better check because we do have some comments in the chat room right now. So, okay. This is from Ilaria Martine, I assume. She says,
nice.
Hi, Martina. I am from Milan, too.
Hi, nice. Ciao.
Italian vertical lover, as always.
Oh, nice, nice.
Okay. In verticals, close-ups are everything. Do you enjoy the level of intensity? I'm assuming she's talking about the vertical work, the intensity of those things.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I feel like I like close-ups because I'm an expressive person. So even in real life, I make a lot of expressions. So I think that's like and I feel like verticals are very like big in reactions because they're all they like kind of like a soap opera style. So of course they're not subtle. That's the thing. Like I like big reaction, but I also like subtle reaction. So when I started doing verticals, I kind of adapted that a little bit because I realized like it's better to like show on your face like something big, not like the subtle ones, because sometimes like less is more, but with the verticals more is less. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
I like it though because I really make a lot of faces all the time when I talk. Like I'm very like I use my hands, I use my eyes, like so I feel like it's not a problem for me. But I'm sure that like when there are some people that they like that stillness, like they almost have like very minimal face reaction. So in that case, it's amazing for actors like sometimes to communicate emotions also with like very little things. But I think for verticals, like it's good to like just show the emotion. So like me, I show everything on my face.
So you're basically telling me, because we've talked to other actors that say, usually the directors say, do it bigger. They don't have to say that to you, you're telling us.
So I would say like a little bit yes and no, because even if I have big, let's say like my facial reactions are bigger, sometimes with verticals, they have to be a little like a little dramatic and kind of exaggerated. So I feel like it is the type of acting because it's true that as an actor you can adapt your acting to different styles. Think about theater, for example.
Yes
Theater is very big. Is very big. I don't have that type of acting. I don't do theater, so even theater is big in a different way. So for me, I do also like subtle acting. Like when I act, I am also about like, for example, one thing that I really like when I act is taking my time. I feel like for actors, sometimes it's also not only when you talk, but when you listen to the other person, like when you absorb the emotion and you react, because acting is reacting. So that in vertical is something you have to learn to like, kind of like you can't take that much of your time. Like even if the other person talks, I have to respond. I cannot take 10 seconds to absorb the information. So that is something like I'm more like pump, like very, so it depends. I feel like there are things that I had to learn and things that they adapt well to my style. So like the type of like more like classic film, TV acting sometimes is a little more like you can take more time to reflect, let's say, So I realized when I was doing acting, for example, in some acting classes, and we brought a scene, there were times that I was taking maybe 10 seconds to respond to that line to the other person. Like I was just waiting because I was feeling the emotion, and then I was responding, and these kind of things is because sometimes, you don't have to just wait to say your line. You can say, hey, this thing made me feel like in a certain way. I just like let it sink and then I respond. And you can do that. I feel in verticals, you have to be very like, let's say, like line, like he shoots fast. So I would say like for some things I find it easy to do it bigger. Other times I really have to make an effort because I like the emotion and the reflection too.
Yeah, my last question I'm going to do before I'm going to hand it over to Marcia. It's one I ask all the vertical actors. After you did your first vertical and you came home, talked to your friends and family, and you maybe said that I did a vertical, and they gave you this strange look, like, what is she talking about? How did you explain it to them?
Yeah, I know. Like I was trying to explain it in a way that makes it like the problem is that, of course, if you say, oh, it's something like for the phone, people would imagine it's just like someone shooting with a phone, So you have to kind of explain that it is a production. It's not, oh, I shot something to watch on the phone and they think it's like a amateur video that you do for social media. So they're like, oh, wow. So it's like just to post on Instagram. I know it's like, it is a series. So I feel like I didn't know how to explain it just to like make sure they understand it is like it just
It's a
shot
film. It's a
different
film.
aspect ratio,
Mhm.
but it is still like shot as a movie. So
Mhm.
they're like, okay, so it's like with the phone, meaning like, is it like TikTok? And I was like, not really. Like it is a series. It's just like it's shot with a different aspect ratio, but it's like the same idea. Like you go on set. So yeah, like I had a little bit of a hard time telling them, like explaining to them, like actually because the very first vertical I've done one, like just one 2 years ago. And then I had to wait to get my visa for like over a year.
Oh
So
my goodness. Yeah.
so when I started, like that one was kind of like an exception. I've done like a little part that time and that's it. And then I waited a long time for my visa. So when I started doing verticals, they were already big, so I could not start like other people that started in the very beginning when it was still like developing. Like I
Yes.
started when it was already.
You missed that.
Yes, unfortunately. I'm like sometimes I'm like, oh damn, I wish I started when it was like smaller instead of now that it's like, a little more saturated as a market.
Yeah.
It's like, but it is what it is, you have to accept it. Like I could not work legally in that time. So,
Yeah. I get it. I've talked to some other actors that, want to move and they don't have a work visa and it's a pain.
Yeah, so you have to wait. Now
You have to wait.
I have it. So as soon as I got it, I started doing them. So for people in LA, everybody knew what vertical were already because when I got my visa, they were already big. So everybody's like, oh yeah, vertical, blah, blah. But like to my family back in Italy or like other people they don't know, or you show them, like you're like, this is how it looks, But yeah, otherwise they like, you don't want to like be like, oh yeah, I just on the phone. And they really think it's like, getting your phone and be like,
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Marcia, go ahead.
Yeah, I did want to go back some in you started talking about your writing when you were very young, and I understand you were very young when you started writing stories, and you were acting with your sister and creating different things. So what kind of stories were those that your early stories?
So yeah, like I feel like I don't even remember when I actually started writing because I think it was like elementary school. But like when I was in high school, I really started writing like novels. So like more seriously. And yeah, like in the beginning, I was writing more like fantasy stories or like that kind of like adventure because I always feel like, as a kid, you really rely on escapism when it comes to art. And that's why I noticed a difference between the past and the present. Like there was a time that I realized, now I want to write about things that I kind of like relate to. They're like mine, personal. And in the past, I was more writing about fantasy stories that I wish were real because you kind of like want to live in your fantasy world. And then one day you're like, now I want to actually write about my own life because like I want to explore the topic. I want to talk about kind of myself, and sometimes you have to try to not write exactly how things work, like try to make it more like, okay, yeah, I want to write about this topic that to me is so important, but how do I make it interesting for an audience? Because to me, that means so much, but, I have to think, okay, is this feeding into a narrative structure or it's just that it means so much for me as an event that I think, oh my God, that they are, but like, how do I translate it into a story? But in the past, it was more like, writing like adventure, fantasy, anything like that, because it was also the type of movies that I was watching. So yeah, me and my sister, we were playing these games, like, one plays this character, one this character, and inventing all of these stories. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, damn, like I really had a lot of imagination. It's crazy. I was like, we invented something insane. Like, how do you come up with that?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And moving forward, we're also talking about some of your more current projects that you've written, and one particularly intrigued me called Heart Ease.
Oh yeah,
which is an award-winning film. Also, can you tell us about that? Even the poster is intriguing with the little heart on the tongue.
Oh yeah. So that project, so I wrote it about like a little less than 2 years ago, and the idea is like it's a little like kind of thriller sci-fi, and the idea is that there is this pill that is curing heartbreak. So it's a pill, like a prescription pill, and the idea is that there is this revolutionary pill that starts becoming very popular that can cure heartbreak. So you take that pill and you don't feel heartbroken anymore. You don't feel the pain caused by heartbreak. So it's specific for that because, I always felt when you're so heartbroken, it's like being sick, but there is nothing that you can actually do. Like you just hurt and there is nothing that helps, like nothing. Like there is,
That is true.
you're like, why they don't invent something? So when I wrote it, I was very heartbroken and I was like, is there anything I can do to just numb this pain? That is like, and you can't, there is nothing. I thought, what if they invent a pill that would actually work and like shut down that pain? Because it's such a universal experience, being heartbroken. Like most people felt it, especially people that have like feelings, and they're like very, like they are very in touch with their emotions. It's like such a, like it's a grieving feeling that can be consuming, it's very, very painful. And if they would make a pill like that, people would go get it,
Oh, yeah.
The idea is that I thought about, it's like a kind of thriller sci-fi because these characters, they get addicted to this pill. And so it shows like what happens, in the beginning is all nice because they're like, okay, I don't think about this person anymore. I'm so happy because I don't feel things, like not emotions in general, just the emotions connected to the heartbreak. And then, things start to go the wrong way because this pill has very bad side effects. So it gets banned from the market. And so that's when, the chaos happens because people want this pill and it's not available anymore. So the idea is that I explored like themes of like heartbreak, but also the idea of the fact that relying like addiction, because this pill becomes like a drug. So people lose their mind and they put that pill before everything, before their friends, before anything. Like they want it because it was like what they were relying on. So it's like kind of like thriller because it's like escalates. Of course, I'm not gonna say how it ends, but the idea. So I wrote it. I was like, I want to write something fun and with a meaning behind. And then I made the film, the poster. Yeah, I remember I shot my own mouth with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it looks very like interesting because it's like, oh, that is my mouth. It's so creepy.
What did you use for the pill? Was that?
It's a candy. Like
it's a candy.
Yes, candy? Yeah. So when I wrote it, I just like, imagine this pill, like the very like typical like white pill, but like heart shaped because it's like and then I realized that it does exist as a candy because it's probably like a cake decoration, like that kind of stuff, like very like hard.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So I purchased like a whole bag of those. So that was nice that we could find something like that because to like shoot it, And so it was like, I mean, it's been a very nice experience. Like I sent it to many film festivals. And so I went to like different cities in the US to present the film at the festivals. Like I went to Atlanta, I went to Vegas, I went to New York in the fall, and then I presented in LA in different locations in Los Angeles. So it was fun because I could travel and like present the film in different festivals.
So you got to travel and for work and present your film. So you got to see more of the United States.
No, exactly. Yeah. No, it was nice because I mean the other cities like New York and Vegas, I've been there like multiple times, but Atlanta, I always wanted to go see, and like then I went to New Orleans to attach it. Like a few days, I was like, I want to do a nice trip in the South because I never been, and I always wanted to see. So it was like it was such a fun experience because I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. I want to go to see some places that I haven't seen. I visited most of the main like cities, but I haven't seen the South, and I was like, I want to go there. They say the food is so good, and it was. So.
I can't tell you how much I really love this idea that you have in the film. Michael and I are both science fiction, fantasy nerds, geeks.
Yeah.
I would love to see a wide release of this and maybe even expand it into more. Have you thought about?
It's like a thought that when you write, like this is a short film, and when you write shorts, it's good to have like that as like a proof of concept that can develop in something bigger. Because I always say, like, if you make a short, create it in a way that it can become a feature film, because some people can ask let's make a feature version of it.
Yeah.
So you present it for yourself, that you make yourself, because making a feature is harder, even just like budget wise, like in general, you need funding, someone that finances the feature. And the way they are financed is because people create a proof of concept first, most of the time, and then it becomes a feature. There are a lot of features that were shorts before, maybe people don't even know that, but someone made a proof of concept short, and then they show that, and people are like, I want to see like a longer, version of this that is more like, it can go more like mainstream, let's say, like it can be seen in a different way, because the short films are mainly like festival, like they appear in festivals. So sometimes they're not public, they just like go to all the festivals and they're like in the circuit, but like features, they can have like distribution. So then they're seen like on platforms.
Yeah. So I'm putting this in the back of my mind for.
Oh, yeah. I figured you might, Marcia.
Yeah. And so when talking about some of your verticals, you said you had done one and then you had to wait a long time before you were able to do another one.
Yeah.
So what was the second one that you were able to do?
Yeah, so the second one that I've done, it was like a small part that I've done. And it was like, right after I got my visa, like I got my visa end of April 2025. So I think I've done it like probably like in May, during May. But I remember I was like, I really thought, I hope that I can do some of these, because I don't know how they work. Like I've done one, but it was like very, very beginning when I've done it. I didn't know how it worked. And then that's it. I've done that. And then I had to wait for my visa. So stop. Like people, it was a moment that people didn't even know what that was. So I was excited because I was like, still, okay, I'm doing a project. And, my career is pretty young, let's say, because I've done a year of career after I ended UCLA. Like I graduated, there is like a year of OPT. That is when any international student can work in the United States in the field that they study. So you get a year of OPT. And then in that year, you have to figure it out. Like, or you stay in the US or you have to go home. So it's very like, you don't have the time. So let's say before in Italy, I was doing mainly like I worked in a production company, but like I didn't do that much acting because there was not that many opportunities. So that's why I came here. So I had the year of career. Then I waited for my O1, that is the visa for actors. And then it came. So I have like, let's say a year and a half of work right now. It's not that I'm like, I've done it for 20 years as like other people I meet. I feel like, when I've done the second one, I was like, okay, it was like a little part. And I was kind of like nervous, I have to say, because I was like, oh, finally I got my visa. Now I can work. I hope let's see how it is. Like, I hope I can do more. And always very, like myself, when I get something, I'm like, I always think about the next, be like, can I get more of these or like it's over? Like I'm always so hard on myself. I'm like, okay, I got that one. It was fun. Like it was, as I say, a smaller part. And I was like, I hope I can get more. And then I was like, oh my God, what if I don't get any more and I'm done? And I, but then I got many more. So it was fun.
Yeah. You have done this. Now, this is a Michael question. So how many do you think you have completed?
Yeah, I think like around 25 probably I've done.
I was looking, I said, yeah, you have done a lot.
Yeah, I've done like a few, like I started with like smaller parts and I've done a lot of like those smaller parts, and then I've done like 2 supporting roles like recently. So I started doing those 2. In the beginning, there were more like parts that were like 1-2 days. So I've done like in, let's say 6-7 months, I've done like, many.
And I noticed, it seems that when you get, your character gets a name, it usually is a bigger part.
Yeah,
so that, like you played Monica, you have, you played more.
Yes. Yeah. So there are times like with characters, there are characters they don't get a name because they are more like, let's say, a guest. So I've done so many guests, like the guest is like I've done 10 guests. I always play that with a dress and just like gossiping, like seems that's a stereotype. Like there is always the guest. So if you're a woman, you can get the guest. If you're a man, you get the bodyguard, and there is always that type, But like when you get a name, it's more like you're a character. So I've done like, for example, the Monica one. I've done it like I think June probably. Then I've done, there is the Jane one that I've done. There is a character that is like one of the minions, like mean girl type that it seems that they cast me a lot for that type. Then I would say like there is one that is coming up that is the biggest that I've done so far, but it's not out yet. So I don't know, like any kind of the title changes. So I don't know, but it's for real short.
Right.
And it's one of the main girls. So that's like, let's say like the biggest that I've done so far. That is not like, it should be out, I assume, soon, because I started in December, like beginning. And it's a high school one. So I was playing like a cheerleader. So that was very fun.
Oh, you were a cheerleader. Oh, how fun.
Yeah, and I'm not good at dancing. So in real life, I would never be one because I was not popular in high school at all. I was not good at dancing. Like I would be not passing that selection. So I was like, okay, like they cast me like that, but like in real life, I would have been like, I was the nerd, not the cheerleader. So that type of girl would make fun of me in a movie, like if it was like the real me, you know? So it's like, okay, it was fun to be like, okay, I'm the opposite of what I would have been in high school. But it was very fun because it's like the American high school, and I'm from Italy, so we don't have that very like American pop culture high school with like lockers and like it's very like for us it's a fantasy movie for us, like you know, that's like high school, it's like a myth. So it was very fun. And then I've done the one that I put also in the description, like that I gave. It's like Sophie Anderson. Yeah. That is in the other like vertical that I've done, and also that one is another mean girl, and that's also one of the main characters. And in the beginning they put it in the poster, and then they changed the poster, and so I'm not in the poster anymore. Too bad, but it was like. But also that one was fun, and it was like I shot it in November. So it's like close to the other like mean girl one. So that's why I was like, they're typecasting me a little, but it was very fun. And so
okay. Michael?
We got a couple things from Ilaria again. One of them is kind of interesting, and I'm not sure you know, but this one says she's talking about camera doesn't lie, so close-ups are sometimes challenging. What do you feel about them? Do they drive you crazy, or?
So I would say that, the thing about camera that they always say is that camera captures everything. That's why, for example, with theater acting, they have to go big because, of course, you don't see the little expressions. Like a camera would capture anything that you have on your face. And there are a lot of close-ups in verticals. Yeah. So I would say, like, at the end of the day, I don't know, like, challenging in which way, like, if she can explain, like, better like what she means with like
what she means. Okay, yeah, if you're still there,
I do my acting, and then they use the camera like the crew, you know. So like I just act, you know. But sometimes the most challenging thing for me is that when I watch it, like I don't like watching myself, you know. So I'm like, oh my god, why is my face so weird? Like I think I overthink it a lot, so I hate watching myself. Like I look at my face and I'm like, do I look weird?
No, I don't like watching myself either, so I get it.
It's more than watching the problem for me, not like shooting, but it's later because I observe my face and I panic, you know, I panic.
Now, she also says, this is an interesting, I don't know if you know this, they just started dubbing verticals in Italian. And I was on a vertical set in Italy as a guest, and there was an Italian production company, some Italian actors. Verticals will be known in Italy too. So did you know they started filming verticals in Italy?
I did not know, but I saw the dubbing because I got ads on my phone. So I'm curious about that. Like, I mean, I would love to know more because, I mean, I'm also from Italy. So I would love to even like, you know, participate to any of those productions. That would be amazing. And if I knew like how, you know, it works. So I would love to get more info because, like it's so interesting. I didn't know production would like be doing them in Italy, but I mean, it sounds so cool.
It's popping everywhere from what we
exactly. I can do it. It's my first language, you know. It's like, you know, I would travel home and like see my family, and like that would be that's it's so interesting.
Well, I know that, and you may try to look into do voiceovers of some of the ones that you've already done and put them in Italian if you can find out if they're looking to do that. So that's nice. They're becoming so popular. Like I know they shoot it abroad. And I got contacted by people, for example, in China, like they contacted me. I was interested to go to China. So I haven't yet, but I was
like I'm considering it, like if I, like understanding how it works, of course, because I have to see like how it works, like with visas, with like work permit, like I don't know. But I remember I got contact when I was shooting the last like supporting role, and we're like, yeah, we need an actress in China, would be interesting, and it's like in 3 days, and I'm like, 3 days, I have to travel.
That's what everybody has told us, that they had one say they had to leave the next day.
And yes. So they told me it's not. I was like, is it a legit production? Is a scam? Because they tell me I have to be in China in 3 days, and I'm like, guys, like how? So I'm curious about that, because I got contact and they were like, yeah, blah blah blah, and then I said I can't because in 3 days. So like and also like saying like, I mean.
Oh yeah, no, I get it.
Right now, I'm also having like, unfortunately, some like health issues.
That's
So it's like, it's okay to disclose it, but like, I'm having like, I'm like, so right now traveling for me is a little harder. Hopefully everything's gonna be fine, but now I was like, I can't come to China because I'm scared of flying 12 hours, like feeling the way I'm feeling right now. But this is like, I can't disclose it because it's nothing like, but it's, like I'm also dealing with some, like I'm having a hard time, let's say. So it's like, I was like, I would love to come, but like first I have to feel better. Yeah,
feel better. And honestly, I mean, we have talked to so many actors that have been over to China. I mean, the first guest that I tried to get on our show in the vertical world, he said, oh, and this was, it was in 2024 in October. And he said, I'd love to be on your show and talk verticals. He was going to be my first guest. And he said, but I'm going to China for a month.
Yeah.
And I went, what? I mean, he was in Australia. And so he was going to China. He didn't get on our show. He was so busy. He went to China, had to go other places. He didn't get on until February, and that's when we had our first guest. And he ended up being our first guest. But it was like, wow. And I just went, wow. And then it's exploded since then.
It's so, like this, like they shoot so much in China. So that's why I was interested in kind of like knowing like from other people's experience, just to know, hey guys, because I never been to China, I would love to go. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, if I go, I think I'm gonna take an extra few days to visit the place. Like if they book my like, give me like another week, because if I go all the way there, let me take a little trip myself.
Yes.
Jet lag especially. So it's like, if I fly there now and we shoot in 2 days, I need at least a week to recover from the jet lag.
Yep, absolutely.
Because I don't want to faint on set, So I'm like, how am I supposed to, So but I'm like, I'm very interested in knowing more, because I would love to do it eventually, to go to China. And also I feel like one thing, always like connecting with other people and see their experiences, because it's really something like, it's very useful to know other people's experiences, this type of market specifically, because you want to know not like secrets, but more like experiences. Like, how was it for you? Do you have any tip? Like, how do you go there? Like, how did they contact you? Like, all of these things I feel is very useful to connect with other actors and creative, to know, like, you know what I mean? Like, like, be like, hey, is it normal then they just tell me to fly to China in 2 days?
Well, from what I've heard from people,
Okay, perfect. Because I thought it was maybe a scam. I was like, it's not serious, because they asked me to go in China in 2 days. And I was like, are they like legit? But like, then people told me, oh yeah, it's like that. So I was like, okay, well.
We've heard it too.
Yes,
so it must be, and I mean, I would love
it. I would double check, and do all the research you need to do. But I mean,
makes sense.
I mean, well, and honestly, we've had people that, are doing ones in the US that, things happen. And sometimes actors can't do it at the last minute and they want a sub. And I've had several people that were going to be on our show, and they text me and say, I just got a part at the last minute. I have to be on set tomorrow when we're supposed to do your podcast. And I go, I understand. Don't worry about it. We'll reschedule.
All the time. I know, because last week I've done a part that they cast me at 9-10 p.m. the day before for the day after.
Oh wow.
It was a LGBTQ vertical, so it was fun. And I had like literally at 9:30, 10 p.m. and luckily I was free that day. That's like one thing that I would say, when you do these verticals, it's like for someone like me, I love being organized. Like I'm a very organized person. So sometimes when I get like if I have to do that, I'm like, damn, I hope they don't book me for something, because you don't know. Like you can find out the day before. In general, it's like, it's also, I feel like that time probably they did replace somebody, because if it's that late at night. But like other times I don't know. Like sometimes they repost the role or something, and then the day it's like, hey, can you do it tomorrow, or like maybe in 2 days? But like it's very interesting. Like that's why I was like, oh, I want to know what happens like on the other side with the casting. Like how do they
probably go crazy.
I know. Yeah, it's like very interesting. Like that's like I'm always like, oh, I want to know, like how to contact someone 10 p.m. Like what happened.
Exactly. Marcia, I'm going to let you go ahead and do your final questions, and then we'll come back to me. So
well, it's so much fun looking at when I'm doing my research, looking through Instagram, your Instagram, and I like to pick out pictures or experiences. There was a picture of you with giant teddy bears. I mean, huge teddy bears.
That was a commercial that I've done. Yeah, it's like
that looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a commercial I've done, I think, in October. Yeah.
So was it a commercial for teddy bears? Well,
no, it was a cafe. Like it's a commercial for like a cafe, and in that cafe is in LA, and they have these teddy bears. So yeah, it was like it's very cute. Like the place with these like giant teddy bears, and you just go and get them. Teddy bear. Yeah.
Comfy. And there was another one where you had a blonde wig and you were...
yeah, that was a vertical. That they was the craziest. Like I had a blonde wig, I had a pregnant belly, and they threw living chickens at me. Like they threw chickens on me, and I got scratched. Like I got hurt.
Oh my goodness. Chickens.
And I was like, okay, this is crazy, honestly. Like throwing chickens, like I'm not gonna do it anymore. Like that, like one time I've done it, I'm okay. Like I was scared, like I see 2 chickens like coming to you like this from above. I'm like, what are we doing? Did I sign up for this? I'm like, oh my
God. You can cross that off your list of things to do.
Yes, I'm like, I've done it
permanently, right?
Experienced it, and I don't have to try it again
ever. Well, and just to explore your other talents, you are you have great talent in guitar. I understand.
So I played the classical guitar for 8 years. So I started in the middle school till like end of high school. So I was doing it like I was playing it, but I also got like certifications at a conservatory. So I was doing it, like, studying it like seriously. I was doing like competitions and like doing exams. It's like a lot, like I was getting a lot of that. And then I've done it till high school, because at a certain point when you go up to a certain level, then at the conservatory, you have to go to the conservatory as like you choose that as a career path. So since I really liked it, but I didn't want to be a classical guitarist like as my main career, that's why I was like, okay, if I go up, then I have to go to that as a school, like do the conservatory, and it's like 10 years or more of like studies.
Serious.
But it was like a good experience, because I've done it a lot, and I had a lot of concerts and events. So yeah, it was like, I like music too. Like I haven't played the guitar in a while because I didn't bring it here in LA, unfortunately. But sometimes I think, I should go back, like get back and like maybe bring it here and just like use it, because I really studied a lot for that. Like for years, I was studying like every day.
Yeah, that it sounds very romantic. The kind of classical guitar, you always think of romance and atmosphere, and it might be something that might play into a vertical.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you think about what you want to do perhaps next in verticals, it has been changing and growing and just exploding. What do you think might be something that you would like to do personally, a role that might be fun for you?
Yeah, so I would love to, as I say, to keep getting more like parts and everything, and try to do like always like, let's say, bigger parts and like go up, let's say. I know this it's kind of competitive, I'm not gonna lie, because
Yeah.
there is a high volume, you know. So I noticed that even with the competition for each role, like if you go to like normal film, actors do less auditions, you know. For verticals, people do many a day. So if you do an audition for like other stuff, people do less, like they do 3 a week or a few rounds, not like 20 a week. So I was like, okay, wow. So I feel it's very competitive also with the volume. So that's something I realized, like, okay, maybe I want to increase a little bit the volume, because I guess, like, you know, you have to. So yeah, I would love,
chance.
yeah, like to try to get more parts. I would love to do like let's say, yeah, I've done many parts, but one that I, like, let's say, for example, a mafia one, I've done one, but I was like in a smaller part. So I would love to do a mafia one, because I mean, I'm Italian. I know it's a stereotype, and I don't know anything about the mafia. It's not that if you're Italian, you know something about it. Like for me, the mafia is a thing. Because some people, oh, Italy, the mafia. It's like, no, it's not like that. Like, I have no involvement with the mafia, okay? I don't know anything about it.
Get that out of your mind.
It's like, I have no idea how it works, but it's just cool because I was like, oh, well, for a film. So I would love to do, I would say one of those, like, would be fun. And then I saw they're getting very creative with a lot of, like, verticals that are not, like, the typical, like, werewolf and this and this and this. Like, they've done one about Greek mythology, one about it. So I would love to do something like that with very nice costumes. I would say, yeah, like one of those that are like a little, like more original, like not like always like werewolves. Yeah, like there's so many. They're fun, but like I've done some of them. But yeah, like when I see those like with like very cool costumes, I was like, oh wow, this is so cool. Like they've done one with pirate. Like I think they're doing that one with pirates. So something like kind of unconventional. Like it's not like a typical like category that it's like, okay, the werewolf or even the mafia is common, or the, you know, like those that you find a lot. So yeah, like, but yeah, anyways, I would say like I would like to like keep on like doing parts and see if I can get, yeah, maybe a mafia or something fun part. Yeah.
Well, I see your roles expanding, and I look forward to what you have coming next, and you know, excited for that for you.
Yeah,
and thank you so much for being with us and sharing.
Thanks to you.
With us, Michael.
Yeah, we got one last question, and then we'll probably be signing off.
All right.
Aisha asks, do you find you sometimes get typecast with certain roles?
Hi, how are you? Thanks for the question. So yes, answer yes. Okay, so I always get these roles in which I'm a bitch. Okay, like mean, bully, and that's the thing that is funny. Is like, of course, thankfully I'm not like that. Like it was kind of funny to be like, oh yeah, I'm exactly like that in real life. But not only I'm not like that. Like for example, the mean girl, like the high school one, has been interesting because like if we really think about stereotypes, myself, I was really not like that. Like I was the opposite. I was very like quiet, always studying, not popular, like zero popularity in high school. Like the one that is like not cool at all. And it's okay. Like I like being myself, but like it's funny because, you know, it's almost like, oh wow, like they see me like that now, like as a typecast. And I was wondering, like, what do they see me? Like, why do I look so mean? And I know that in my photos, I look very serious. And like in real life, I'm not like that. Like I'm very bubbly. But like from my photos, like if people see on my Instagram, they think I'm such a serious, like very like a little mean maybe, but not like as friendly as I am in real life. So maybe that's why. But apparently they see my pics and it's like, yeah, you look like a bitch. Like, what can I do? I take it. Like it's fun to play. Like as long as you don't think I'm like that in real life. But yeah, I do get typecast a little bit. So I saw like I get a lot of these roles in which even in auditions that I get, not just the roles that I get cast in, but the auditions that I get are many times are like someone like a villain or a mean girl. And then I get a lot of guests. And then I was joking to my friend. I was like, I also apply for those like bouncer police. I never get any, but like, I think it makes sense. She was like, why do you even apply to those? And I mean, I apply to things they show up. Like, you know what I mean? I apply. What if they think I'm a good fit? But I never got any call, any audition, nothing for a bouncer or police. I think it makes sense. I think.
Mhm,
What do you
mhm.
think, guys? My friend was like, yeah, like I would not see you like a bouncer, like Martina. I don't think like. So like, I mean, sometimes I don't even apply anymore because I feel like I really don't fit, and it's like a lot about archetypes. So of course, a girl, I'm a very like feminine girl, very like that, with like my nails always done. It's like I'm not gonna play the. I'm not like in a big body, so they do not associate me with like the bouncer that is taking someone out of the scene because who me like
Yeah.
which physical strength do I do that? You know, like they take me out, like, like you know, it's like I'm not that intimidating for that kind of role. So yeah, they of course they have like a little bit like archetypes.
Yes.
So roles are a little like
Mhm.
since it's like a more like soapy, you know, many roles they fall into exactly like not just a stereotype, but it's an archetype of a role. So it's not about like you could be anything in life, like because if I want to be something, it doesn't have to. I don't have to have the exact look to be something in real life. But like for these verticals, I feel yes, like they want something that immediately reads as that's the villain. That's like the hair color, and like it's very like okay, yes, I see her, mean girl. I see this police. I see this innocent victim. I don't know. Yeah, like they tend to because it has to be fast. Like you see their face and you connect to that. Which also in Hollywood is not that it is also a little bit like that. Like of course they do choose people that can look the part. So how you look is important. But I feel in these verticals there is less range of okay, I can see you or something like it's more like you have to be that. You have to have the face that looks like the doctor face. You know.
Yeah, no, I get that too.
I got that passed, but I don't know. I'm nice, guys. Don't think I'm like that in real life. I don't bully anyone. I'm friendly, but sometimes you can put all your anger in those characters. Like
There
if you
you go.
somebody or you're like so angry, you're like, okay, let me be mean today. You know.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Martina, thank you so much for joining us today. Please
you.
stay with us after we go off because Ilaria posted some stuff that I wanted to show you before we went off
Yeah,
air,
sure.
after we go off air. But please, when you've got some new projects or your first vertical that you have written and produced, we'd love to see you. We'd love to have you come back for that or either one. If you're in a couple more verticals and you just like to talk with us and you got something new to say, that'd be great.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much. And
you are welcome.
Thank you so much for everybody that joined and asked questions. I appreciate.
Yeah, we do too. So everyone out there, thank you very much. And we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.